Okay, so we are looking at accidentals, as I said before. We are looking at what accidentals is. And so music theory, the term accidentals is used to describe some notes which have been slightly altered. So what it means is that when an accidental is added to a note, it slightly alters that note. It changes the tone of that note. So accidentals are the symbols which are placed before the note on the stave. They can be sharps, flats, or naturals. So at this level, we'll be looking at what accidentals are exactly and how they are used in music theory. Somebody is making noise. Mr. Caro, I've muted you 2 times. The 3rd time, I will remove you. I will mute you. You will unmute yourself. I will mute you. The next time, I'll remove you. Noise is coming from your background. Sister Caro Omowele, can you hear me? Sister Victor Fege, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and say yes. Brother Victor yes. Fege, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. You can mute yourself back now. Mute yourself back. All right. So, and so I was talking about the effect of accidentals when they are applied to notes. Note that accidentals are only applicable to notes. They are not applicable to rests. So we have 3 kinds of accidentals that we want to look at. We have the sharps, the flats, or naturals. So we want to look at how exactly they are being used in music theory. So look at this keyboard here. The other time we talked about the middle C on a piano. And so the yellow note is the middle C. This C here, this key here. If you count from this C here to this C here is an octave. So we're looking at the octave. From this C here to this C is an octave. From here to here is an octave. So for instance, if we're running a scale of music and you're running it on key C, you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This do here is beginning a new octave. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So you basically here we have 2 octaves, but just for the purpose of this lesson, the C that is so if you look at this here, this piano here, you will see there is one C here, there is another C here, there is a C here. That's a grand staff or grand staff, great staff. Do you still remember that? If you do, let me hear yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I see your screen, sir.
Hello. Talk to me, please. Say, do you still remember great staff? Very good. Now, the great staff or great staff that we did time that when you use a bracket, when you join them. Now, so this is that middle C. This is the middle C that we talked about. Take this left side as the bass staff and this right hand side. Please, sorry for that. Now, so I was saying that you consider this left-hand side to be the bass staff and this right-hand side to be the treble staff. And then this C that is colored in yellow, this is done so that we can easily identify the C, the middle C. You see, from here to here is a C, from here to here is a C. So in between this and this, you have this one that is here, the middle C.
But I'm seeing you. I'm not seeing the screen. I'm seeing you. I'm not seeing the screen.
Please, is that applicable to everybody?
Yes, I'm not seeing your screen.
Yes, sir.
You're not seeing the screen. Sorry. Can you see my screen now?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, I'm seeing your screen now.
Yes,
If you
we
can
are-
see my screen now, let me know. Me
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yes, I
Yes,
can
sir.
see. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Okay, so I was saying. All right, thank you. So let me now rephrase myself. From this C to this C is like coming from the bass staff up top of it where you have
Visual.
all right. Please, for the last time, can you see my screen now? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You can see them.
All
Yes,
right, thank
sir.
you. Okay, so now after this C here, after this yellow C, you see another C, which is above it. So this is a C below this middle C. And the one painted in green is the C above the middle C. So this C here, this very one here, the beginning of this note of this piano could be likened to the C in the second space of the bass staff. And this one is the C that is directly above the bass staff. And this C here, the last one here, is the C on the third line, on the third space of the treble staff. You know, the spaces for treble C face. So that C in the face is this one in green. This one in yellow is the one beneath. And this is the one on the, in the second space of the bass staff. So now we are going to look at how many different notes you can get from this C to the B or C to C. If we count all the black and white notes, we will find there are 12 different notes. Now we're not counting the C again. We're not counting the C twice. So if you can see my screen, can you follow me and count how many keys that we have? Both the black and the white. Can you count and tell me how many that you have? Count and tell me how many you have. From C, from this first C to B, you're not counting the C twice, you're counting C just once from beginning to this place. Please tell me how many you have so that I'll be sure you understand what I'm saying.
14.
We have 12.
12.
Very good. It's 12, not 14. 12.
Okay, we are not
So we have
counting the C.
You only count, this is C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You stop at B, 12 at B. Because you already have C here, so you're not counting C. So these are 12 different keys. All right, 12 different notes. So from this C to this C here is called an octave. So sometimes you will hear somebody talks, saying that the octave is high or lower octave, higher octave. An octave is this pass of notes from this place. I try to run a scale from do re mi fa sol la ti, do re mi fa sol la ti. Now those notes I just run now are within an octave. Now when I sound the next do, I'm entering a different octave. So from this C to this B is an octave. When you land on this C, you are beginning a new octave. So that is how it runs. So these 12 different notes, this span of notes is called an octave. Now, both on piano, on guitar, on violin, viola, any music instrument, this is true for every music instrument. They use the same series. So all these notes that you hear and we talk about on piano are also available both for a trumpeter, flutist, all of them use this. So we are looking at the sharp and flat here, signs here. Okay. So we have 12 different notes, but we only use 7 letters of the alphabet. We use the word sharp. So when you the accidentals now, the effect of the accidentals is that when we talk about sharp or flat, now the very cool way to explain it is that when you talk of sharp, sharp is towards the right. When you talk of flat, flat is when you're going to the left. Now, sharp makes a note, a semitone higher than its original tone. And flat makes a semitone, a note, a semitone lower when it is appended to a note. Let me take it again. When you talk of sharp, you are going towards the right. That is, you are climbing. When you add a sharp to a note, you are increasing it by a semitone. Now let's go back and let me show you what a semitone is. Can you see the piano? Can you see the piano?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now, from this C here, this white key here, if you add a sharp sign to this white key here, you have moved the key or the tone of this sound of this C from being this natural C, you are bringing it here. Between this white key, I told us last time, to this one is a half step. This is a semitone. So when you append a sharp to this C here, it is no longer called C, it becomes C sharp. So you have climbed from this place to this black key. So when you append sharp, you are going towards the right. You are climbing, you are increasing the note by half. And if you put flat, you are going to the left. That is, you are coming down. Sharp increases it, but flat reduces, lowers it with a semitone. So these are the symbols. So when these things are applied, now we can. You don't need to write beside the note sharp, for instance. Use hashtag appended to a note. You have increased that note by a semitone. So sharps and flats are two kinds of accidentals. We can use symbols for accidentals instead of the words sharp and flat. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So when you see this symbol, this first one here, this is a sharp symbol. This is a sharp symbol. This one that is looking like hashtag, you know, I can't call it hash, but it's looking like hashtag or a ladder. Now this one that is looking like B, this one that is looking like B is the flat symbol. Flat symbol. Right? So from there, let's do smaller exercise here. Now, when you find, we're going to look at C and D. The C is this yellow flat white key here. This white key that is made yellow here.
Labels.
Somebody is talking. Somebody.
I mean, they're labels. I'm contributing to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. This C that is labeled here yellow. This that is in yellow now. Okay. So we are looking at this C now. Look at the work of the hash now, of the sharp symbol. Now, when this C is sharpened, if you add that thing like it is here now, can you see this C here that is carrying that mark already?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you can see.
Okay. So let's now if you look at this C now, it is already sharpened. It's sharpened. So it moves from being this C natural to this black key. Now, automatically, it means that all these black keys, they don't stand alone. They derive their names from the white keys. So when an accidental is appended to any of these white keys, it is the effect happens automatically on this black keys here, this black key here. So when you add a sharp to this white key, this C here, it climbs to this place, and so it becomes a C sharp. A C sharp. Now, this is D. After C, this is D, this white key. If you flatten it like it is added, now you see the flat key that is added, the flat sign that is added to, or the flat symbol added to this D. This is key D. So this flat now takes it backwards. So you don't just call it D, it becomes a D flat, because from here now, this black key assumes the position of D flat when the D is flattened, or a C sharp when the C is sharpened, D flat when the D is flattened, and C sharp when the note is sharpened. So this hashtag, this sharp symbol alternates this note here, this black note here. So you call it C sharp. And when flat is appended to this one, it alternates it and it becomes a D flat. Please, I will continue, but I want to get your feel. I want to get a feeler from you if you are understanding what I'm saying. If you understand me, if you don't understand, please ask question before we continue. So I will stop the sharing now. Let me feel your questions. If you have a question, let me hear your question. If you have a question, let me hear your question. If you don't ask question, then it means you understood me, then I will continue. Gloria, you want to ask question? Okay. Please, I'm waiting for your question.
Excuse, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. So, excuse, sir.
I can hear you. Ask your question. Let me know why you don't understand.
You say that if it's the C, the natural C, the one in the middle, if it moves to D, that it flattens or it sharpens.
Come with your
Then when
question
it,
again. Come
I
with your
don't
question.
understand what you said. You said that natural C, the one in the middle.
Yes.
You say if it moves to the right hand,
No.
to D.
No, that's not what I said. Now, it is not just that middle C alone. It's not just that C alone. All the white keys, All the while, we are just using that. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. That is shaking, sir. Network.
If it is shaking, it's network. But if you can hear me, let me continue.
I'm hearing
let me
you
go.
now.
Very good.
I'm hearing you.
Let me go back to can you see the piano again?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, I started by saying that all these black keys, we have 5 black on every octave from this C to B, or if you like C to C. You have 5 from C to B. You have 5 black keys and 7 white keys. These black keys here, or these black keys that you have here, is the same thing. The arrangement here is the same thing. The setting here is the same thing. But the difference now is that the higher you go, the higher the pitch. The pitch of this C to this B here is lower to C to this B. And also this C to whatever the piano ends, the pitch are not the same thing, but the arrangement is the same thing. So I said that these 5 black keys, they are not standing alone. They are not independent. They derive their names. They derive their names from all these white keys. So any of these white keys that you add either a sharp or flat symbol to, alternates or gives this black the black key that is closer to it a name. So now we said, for example, this is just an example. This yellow C, this C that is labeled yellow here, it is already sharpened. So once it is sharpened, you don't call it C again, it becomes C sharp. And that sharp is this black key that is closer to it, because this sharp symbol that is added to this C here has increased the tone of this C by a semitone. And I told you that a semitone is just a half movement. So a semitone is a movement from this. Who is this now? Okay, Sister Eberre, I think it's coming from your end. So this C here now, that is sharpened, that has been sharpened. Once it sharpens it, this black key will now assume a name. While it is here and nothing is added to any of these white keys, it is almost nameless. But once the name, the symbol is added, for example, this C is sharpened. Once the symbol is added to the C, sharpening the C, it makes it C sharp. And this is, you see the arrow here. You can see the arrow that is pointed here. So this becomes C sharp. It becomes C sharp. Now, because I said these black keys are independent. I mean, they are not independent.
Yes.
They depend on these white keys for their names. So also the same thing happens that when a flat symbol is appended to D, you see D flat, this is D flat here. This is the white key is the D. Now, once the flat sign is added to the D, it affects again the identity of this black key. The same black key that was C sharp when C was sharpened automatically becomes D flat when this D is flattened.
Okay.
And I told you that flat goes towards the left. Flat is lower in sound, in tone, whereas sharp increases it. So this sharp has increased this C here by a semitone. So you have a C sharp. When you play, if you play this C on a piano and play this one, you will see that this one is slightly higher. That is why sometimes you have, when you are singing, they will tell you that re is no longer re, but it is re, because it has been sharpened by a semitone. If this C, for instance, in a note is re, and you sharpen it, if you sharpen it, it's no longer re, it's re, and that re on a piano is this one that will sound that re, not this one again. Once this C is sharpened, it moves to this place, and the sound increases by a semitone. And when a key is flattened, it moves backward by a semitone. So that accidental symbols is applicable to any of these white keys. Once it is appended to any of these white keys, it affects the identity of the closest black key to it. If it is a flat, it will affect the black key on the left. If it is a sharp, it will affect the black key to the right. Please, I don't know if you understand what I just explained now. Sister Bere.
Yes, sir. I'm
You
okay
can
now.
unmute yourself.
I've understood
You're okay
it, sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Very
Hey,
good.
Going.
I just came in. Oh, I don't understand.
So I just came in.
I just came in. Oh,
If I know where your husband is, I would have asked him to slap you for me, dear.
So I'm sorry. I was just trying
I will come
to
and carry you.
log in. So there was
that
a
is it,
problem
Jerry. Don't
somewhere.
mind these people. You're welcome. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. I will do a recap.
Okay.
So here now we have, let me show you another example. This is another example. This note is F. This is F. Can everybody see F? Can you see F?
Yes, sir.
I need
Yes,
yes
sir.
or no. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Let me so this is F. This is F. Now, this particular F here now is F natural, this white key. All these white keys, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white keys are naturals. Why I counted only this one is that it is still the same thing that you have here. This C, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B is what we have here. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. White keys. They are all naturals, natural keys. They're you know, it's not flat, it's not sharp. But once you add a sharp, like for this F, now this is F natural. If on a music note, and a music piece, you now see a sharp sign added to this F note, it will automatically affect the status of this black keys here. This black key here, this black key here will assume its name already. Please, if you forget anything, don't forget that I said that these black keys are dependent on the white keys. These black keys, just as if they don't have a name until something happens to the white key that is closest to it. If anything happens to this white key now, that this F has been sharpened, that is when this one will assume F sharp, because a sharp symbol increases the note by semitone. Please, can you repeat what I have just said now? A sharp symbol increases the note by a semitone. Even if I can't hear you, but be sure you are saying it. Say it to yourself. That a sharp increases the note by a semitone. Now, why I say a sharp? Because there are sometimes you can see double sharp. That double sharp means that you are going to sharpen that note 2 times. So, but we are at the level we are now, we are talking of this. So if you look at this, the notes F and G, or G flat. Now, why is this so? If this F is sharpened, is added the symbol, sharp symbol, it affects this black key that is that has an arrow on it, it becomes F sharp. Now, if a flat is added or appended to G, what will this note become now? If this G is
flat.
flattened,
G flat.
G flat.
G flat.
G flat. Thank you. Let me repeat. Sharp climbs towards the right. Flat goes to the left. You know, sharp climbs the mountain. Flat descends the mountain. If you add a sharp to a note, it increases the note by a semitone. If you add a flat to a note, it lowers the note by a semitone. Okay, so now we are going to look at all the notes between the two C's. All the note between the two C's, you can see it here. Now from this C now you have D, E, F, G, A, B. So if you add a sharp to this C, this note becomes what? Tell me. If you sharpen this C, if you add a sharp symbol to this C, tell me what has this note become?
C sharp.
C sharp.
Tell me.
C sharp. C sharp.
Becomes C sharp. Sharp.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Okay.
If you
add.
Okay. Juliet, are you asking a question?
Yeah, I said, you say if you add something to this, a note or what, to this C, the yellow C.
Are you here at all? So please stop talking about the yellow C's. It's not just only the yellow C. This thing is just colored so that for the ease of you identifying what we're saying. I told you here that the accidentals is applicable to all the notes, all the white keys. That's what I said. So when you add it to any of the notes, any of these notes, C to C is this C here. Just because we are looking at the middle C, that's why this one is carrying yellow. So it has on the keyboard, you will not see it painted yellow. All of them are white. And you cannot see anyone painted green. All of them are just white. Just for the purpose of this class, that you might identify the middle C. That is why this C is labeled yellow. All I have been saying here since, it means that you are not here. If you add a sharp to any of these white keys, it increases that key. It increases it by half. If you this C here. Now, for instance, if you just listen. This is A. This is key A. If you put sharp, if you sharpen this key A, it will affect this black key here. It will not be A natural again. It become A sharp. A sharp. If you flatten this A again, if you flatten this A, if you put the flat symbol to this A, it will no longer be A. It will affect this key because I told you flat goes to the left, sharp goes to the right.
Thank you.
When you sharpen this A, this note becomes A sharp. If you flatten this A, this one here becomes A flat. So that is why I told you that the black notes don't have a name of their own. They derive their names from what you do or from what affects these white keys, these 7 natural white keys. If you put a sharp here, if you sharpen this G now, it becomes sharp. If you flatten this A, this same one that you know was G sharp before, if you flatten this A, this same key becomes A flat. So automatically, the tendency that these black keys can assume different names based on what happens to the white key that is either to the left or to the right. if the one that is to the left is sharpened, if the one that is to its right is flattened, it becomes a flat. Let me hear your reaction.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You understand, sir?
No, if you don't understand, you're free to ask questions.
Hello, sir. I need to ask a
If you don't
question.
understand, please ask
I
questions.
want to confirm something.
Ask. Go
Hello,
ahead.
sir.
Yeah, Hope, I can hear you.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, so the black
Sister Hope
keys
on
are
Onuju.
yes, I'm speaking. You said the black keys are
Hello?
dependent of the natural keys, right? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you all
Yes. Hello?
hear
Hello?
me? Or I'm not on again.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. I said that means the black keys are
I can
dependent
hear you.
of the natural keys.
On the
Huh?
The black keys, they are nobody until something affects the natural keys.
What he said about that
Do you
is that
understand me, sir?
they derive their
I didn't
identity
hear.
from
Hello?
that grandfather.
Sister Hope, okay,
Hello?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
I
I didn't
said the
hear her.
black keys are not
Yes.
working. They are just there until something affects the natural keys.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If you say that, you are right.
Okay.
Until any of the accidentals
Yes.
affects the natural keys by their side.
Yes.
So if
Okay.
it is a sharp, they
Okay.
assume the sharp name of that white key. If it is a flat, they assume the flat name of that white key.
Yes.
So for instance, an A that is sharpened, the black key that is in between the A and B becomes A sharp.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Then if B is flattened,
Okay.
the same black key that assumed A sharp becomes a B flat.
Okay. Okay.
So one black key can be sharp and flat depending on key, the natural key that is closest to it.
Okay.
Okay, that is like you wanted to say something.
Yes, I said so.
Okay,
if it's sharpened, assuming if a note is
Yes.
sharpened, it increases it
Yes.
to the right. It increases
Yes.
half semitone to the right, as if it's sharpened.
By a semitone to the right.
And if it's flattened, it moves it backwards by a semitone half.
Yes.
To the left.
So it becomes lower.
It becomes lower. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So it means that when a natural key is sharpened, it goes higher a bit than the normal natural key. When it is flattened, it goes lower than the normal natural key. So that you want to say something?
If you would show us the keyboard again, I want to ask the class a question. If you show the keyboard again. Hello. Do you hear me?
Hello.
Daddy, continue.
I'm saying, if you will show us the keyboard again, I want to ask us a question.
Hello.
Can you hear? Okay, very good.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. I want to ask the class a question. We have the keyboard now. How else can you describe that black key that you would call A sharp? A sharp. What other identity does it have? What other name can you call it? You see the black key that is called A sharp. What other name can you call it?
A major.
Please, I don't understand the question.
From what he has been saying, since the black key right of A is A sharp. What other name can it be called?
B flat.
Good. Who answered that?
Very good. I think that should be answered.
Yes, that's a good one.
It's B flat.
So, thank you very much. It shows somebody is understand.
Sorry. Hello, sir.
Yeah, who is this? I can see MX. What is MX? What's your name?
Hello.
You that want to talk, what is your name? What's your name?
Who?
I can't hear you. Go ahead. Okay. You know, I said
I want to ask questions.
And next time, I'll prefer your name so that I can, you understand? Because this MX now is maybe your phone's name or something. So next time you type your name, God bless you. Go ahead with your question.
No, I don't know. I don't know whether it's mine. I'm Christy. I don't know. This MS, I don't know. But I have
when next you want to join, that place, it will always show you where to write your name. If you are joining with the meeting ID, immediately you type in the meeting ID. Under it, under it is where you will delete what you have there and put your name there.
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, my question is, hello, are you hearing me, sir?
I can hear you.
Okay, sir. My question is, in that key,
yes,
the letter started with C, C, D, upwards. But other ones started, in the key, other ones started with A, B, C. My question there is why it didn't start with A, B? Hello? Hello, sir.
Show us the picture so that we understand what she's asking.
I'm showing you the picture already. You can see it here.
We are not seeing it. Okay. In my question here is, in the beginning of the keyboard here, it started with C, D, E.
Yes.
It did not start with A, B, C. Like at the end, I see A, B, C, but by the other side, it started with C, D, E. Why it didn't start with A, B, C? Do you get me, sir?
Yes, every modern keyboard these days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you want to answer? Go ahead and answer.
Yes, thank you. Okay, when we talk about, I don't know if we have discussed keys. Yeah. Have we discussed keys? No.
Keys, no.
Have we discussed keys?
We've not done the keys.
Okay.
We've done the notes.
Yes. You see, what is natural in all this, in all the keys, what is natural is C. So it becomes most appropriate to start with C. C, D, E, F. That's the only scale you can run without touching the black keys. Scale of C. C, it's natural. That C is natural. So it's just appropriate to start from there. It's the only scale you can run without touching the accidentals, without using the black keys. That is, if you have a keyboard around you, from C to D is go to Re to E, Mi to Fa, like that. Fa to F to G, and so on like that, without touching the black keys. Any other key outside of that, you must touch the black key. You must touch one or more black keys. You get it? So it's now that makes more sense that you start this arrangement with C. I don't know if you follow what I'm saying. It makes sense that you start with maybe when we discuss key signatures, keys, maybe it will be clearer to you. But meanwhile, take it as it is like this now. When we discuss key signatures, when we discuss time. When we discuss keys, it will make more sense to you. Why? What I'm trying to say now. So just let's be patient until we get to discussions on the key signatures.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. It's all right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. The Sister Christy, right? You are the person that has the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is the most appropriate answer. But then some ancient some old pianos as well start from A, but in modern time, things are being modernized. Now, most keyboards starts with C, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where the alphabet begins. Why you ask this question is because you are probably because you have not been consistent within the class. If you have been consistent in class, you will probably not bother whether it starts with A or with C, because we're not teaching you the English alphabet.
Okay.
Right? It's music. And the last time we told us that music starts from A to G, and once you get to G, you go back to A. There's no H. So even if this starts from C and gets to this place, it's just an octave. Now, if you count it off, you can see us actually from A, B, C, D. And what you have here, when I mentioned grand step, you may not understand what grand step is. And that's why I recommend those of you who didn't join us from the beginning, please go to YouTube and watch the videos that we did in the past. It will give you a better understanding of what we are talking about. Okay, God bless you. So this will do for now. I don't know if anybody has another question before we go further.
So what do we have? Why did this C appear in 3 times? Why other alphabet appears two times? Why C appears 3 times there?
Well, it's because you came late. My people talk say if person know where they bury dead body, if you want to exhume him, you go begin for leg. Because you came late. I've explained this before. This is like do you remember the great stuff that we talked about? Great stuff. Do you remember the great stuff we talked about?
Great stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the grand stuff.
Do you remember the great stuff we talked about?
Yes.
The grand stuff. Now, if you please hold on, let me remove somebody that is messing up in the group. Okay. I don't have friend when it comes to this thing. I don't need this kind of nonsense. All right. That great stuff or grand stuff, whichever. Once the bass staff and the treble staff are joined with the brace, that is what makes it great stuff. And that is when you have a middle C that is visible. So look at it here, that from this C to this C here is the C that is in the middle space of or in the second space of the bass staff. This is the middle C. You remember, Sister Judy? Huh?
Yes, sir.
So this is the middle C, and this is the C that is in the third space of the treble staff. So just look at this as and I explained all these things that day. I don't have time now to go and pull it up. So this is the middle C. This thing is just here for you to understand. From C to C is an octave. From C to C here is an octave. And because the reason for this diagram is just for you to identify the middle C. That's the reason for this diagram. So it is logical that we start from the first C, the middle C, and this. Every keyboard, every modern day keyboard, at least has up to 5 octaves. So in that 5 octaves, you have about 5 C's. Some have 7, but you will not have to count from the beginning to the end. How many C do you have? Then you come to a compromise. Which one is in the middle? That one becomes the middle, just 2 octaves here, and in between, because this is C here and C and C. Just for you to run the to identify an octave, because we are talking about these things here. From this C to this place here is an octave. From here to here is an octave. And I said before, if you run do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This do now is beginning a new octave. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This one too is beginning a new octave. Okay, so that's what I can explain for it only, but for now it is covered there. Any other question before I go on? Any other question?
Yes, sir.
So ask.
Okay. So with this piano keys, so if a key is sharpened to the right, is called, if a key is sharpened to the, we'll call it sharp. Then if it's to the left, we'll call it
flat.
Okay, we'll call it flat.
Yeah.
I need a clarification there.
Don't sharpen to the left. When you flatten.
I've just answered you. I said yes.
Okay.
If you sharpen, you are sharpening to the right. If you are flattening, it will take you to the left. Sharp goes to the right. No, listen. Sharp takes you to the right.
Okay, sir.
Flat takes you to the left.
All right.
The sharp makes the black key assume the sharp of the natural key. Then a flat makes the black key assume the flat of the natural key that is flattened.
Can we say also like, hello?
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
I thought I was muted. We don't say it like this.
Daddy, are you saying something?
Yes, something. Can we not say this, that the sharp raises a note by semitone, while a flat lowers it by semitone? Just that.
I've said that often here now. I've said that several times here.
Because you know what she asked now is when you sharpen to the left, when you sharpen to the right. Sounds like somebody who is not following. When you put a sharp sign, and to give for that. When you put a sharp sign, you are raising that note by a semitone. When you put a flat sign to the note, you are lowering that note by a semitone. That is why B flattened is the same thing as A sharpened. A sharp is the same without thing as B flat.
Okay.
That's why A sharp would be the same note as B flat. I wonder if that person understands it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But that is just it. So use sharp and flat properly.
Okay, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You when you sharpen, you raise the natural key by a semitone. Okay, it's like you came in late, yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
the sharp increase the note by a semitone. The flat reduces it by a semitone. And I said when you sharpen, sharp goes to the right. That sharp climbs. It goes to the high octave. It increases the pitch, but the flat descends. Flat descends. Any other question? No more question, right?
Now you promised to do a recap.
Okay. Since there's no I'm going to do a rehat, not a recap, a rehat. All right. Before we do rehat and recap. Now look at this. This is another accidental. This one is this sign, this accidental. We use the word natural. You can see the symbol. So instead of writing natural, you just say. So to say that a note is neither sharp nor flat, this is very useful because sometimes when a note has already been altered by an accidental, flat or sharp, we need to put a natural sign in it to tell the player that it isn't flat or sharp anymore. So what this natural sign does is that when a note is sharpened, when an accidental is appended to a note, and of course it has affected its Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. So if you want to nullify an accidental, because once a note in a bar, we talked about bar last time, not beer parlor, not bar where they drink, bar, the major. Now, if you have four, for instance, you have fa, and you append a sharp, maybe on the first fa or on the first F, for instance. Now that accidental affects all the notes that are of the same name, F, in a bar, and you have 4 Fs in that bar. Now, all those Fs in that bar are affected by the accidental you have appended in the first one. So, but if that is not the way the music goes, once you put a natural maybe on the following F, you are telling the singer or the player that the first F was sharpened, but the second one has been brought to normal. So it is no longer a sharp. I think we should go straight to something here. Before we move on, so that I can explain to you better what I'm trying to. Please look at the comparison here, because the natural sign can almost look alike. So you can see the difference. This is the flat sign, the sharp symbol. Look at it very, very well. This is the natural. This is the sharp. The sharp is like a ladder, like a ladder. The natural, I don't know what I will call it, but I will call it inverted 4. Then the flat is like B, almost like an inverted B as well. So just take a look at them very, very well. So now, look at this picture here. Look at this picture here. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You see that these two notes are on the same line. So definitely they are the same thing. They are the same notes. They are the same thing. This is a natural. This is a natural. Is on G. On G. So this is G natural. And this is G flat.
G flat.
No, this is G flat now. Now, if on this same bar, if on this bar now, that you know normally why this is appended here is because of this study. On a normal music sheet, any note that is unnatural, you don't put this thing. You don't put the natural sign there. It is just like that, virgin like that. Nothing is appended. The only time you see something like this is if, for instance, after this flat, after this G flat, now if there is another note here, and the song goes in a way that this G should be returned to natural, that it should not be sung as flat, then you now append this natural sign to it to tell the singer or the player that the following note is not to be flattened but to be sung as natural as it is. Let me see what I'm trying to tell you here. Just hold on. Okay, now look at the diagram here. The number 1 is natural G. Natural G. On your music piece, you hear, because there's no need for it. Now, the G has been flattened. Are you here? G has been flattened. Now, so to tell a player that is natural, that it must be sounded the normal way that a G should be sounded. Now, the next G within the same bar must carry this natural. So this natural will nullify the effect of this flat sign on the key, on the notes. Let me get you something else. So now look at this. When an accidental has been written, all the other notes which are the same pitch or position on the staff are also affected by the accidental. So this is a bar. This is another bar. This is another bar. If this first note is affected by an accidental, every other note here is affected by that accidental, except there is the placement of a natural sign to nullify the effect of the accidental on the following notes. So if, for instance, this A here has been flattened, this is a flattened A. This is A flat. It is flattened. Now, so this second one is not carrying a natural, it's not carrying a sharp, it's not carrying, automatically, whether flat sign is added to it again, it doesn't matter. This flat sign here is affecting it already. This flat sign here is affecting this one. The reason why this must be added is that you see that this one is natural, nothing is added to it. So the writer of the song feels in his feeling, it feels like flattening this second one. He will give him what he feels. So he adds the flat sign. So if a natural is placed on this one now, it will restore it to be sung like this first one. But if it is left alone like this, it will still assume the same thing that affected this one affects it. Now, until you cross this bar, every note that is here, that is on the same position, that is the same name, like this is A, this flat here, if this were to be quavers, if this semi-briefs here were to be quavers, and you have this flat appended to it, if you have maybe up to 4 or 5 quavers here, and the first one is carrying an accidental, that accidental affects every other one that is after it, except a natural is placed maybe after the first one or the second one. Now that natural nullifies the accidental. So the work of a natural is to nullify the accidental to bring that note back to its original tune. I don't know if there is any other better way I can explain this. So now you see that number one here is natural because we haven't put any accidentals. Number 2 is flattened by the flat symbol. Number 3 is also flattened by the symbol from number 2. So the flat symbol, it's like something is making noise from your background.
Yes, let me just use that. Nothing is on here. Let me use.
Thank you, sir. So number 1 is natural. Number 1 is natural. Please, you may just forget about these things you are seeing here. Just for this purpose of this study. This is how a music piece is written. Number 1 is natural. Nothing is added to it, so it's natural. It has no flat. There's no sharp, no natural sign. Because it is natural, it doesn't have to carry anything. So number 2 is flattened. This is number 2, flattened. It's an A flat. Now, number 3, even though no flat is added to it, it also remains flattened because this one is still affecting it. So if we now bring, as after this one that is note, you must then append a natural sign, natural symbol must be appended to it here. So it nullifies the effect of this flat sign here. So number 3 is also flattened by the symbol from number 2. So what affected this one affects this one. But if after this accidental, you see another accidental, and that accidental now is the natural, it's telling you that the way you sounded the number 1 is the way you are going to sound number 3. But because there is nothing added to here, no natural sign is here, you will sound number 3 like you sound number 2 because this sign here, this symbol here is having effect on it. But the difference is that if you look at number 4, they are still on the same space. Now this bar line makes a difference. Anything that affects accidental that affects anything here doesn't have power over the note that is in the next bar. It is only within the same bar that an accidental affects the notes that are within that same bar. Once you cross over to the other bar, it loses its power. So number 4 is natural because the bar line cancels the effect of the ink. Tell me yes or no if you understand me. Let me know.
Yes, I understand it.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. Sir, please. Are you saying that number one that carries natural with
Yes.
number 2 and 3, that because of the natural in number 1, it has affected number 2 and 3, even though number 2 and 3 has the sign of flat. Is it what you are saying?
No. See, do I answer it, sir?
No, that wasn't what I said.
Do I?
No, that was.
Okay.
Please, if anybody understand, Sister Chrissy,
Okay.
go
Let me
ahead.
answer. Okay. What I want to
Go ahead.
answer based on the question is, you see, number one, despite there is no natural sign, accidental there, it remains natural. Nothing is added. But number two is a flat, which shows that this number two that have this thing, number three is also the same thing, despite that this flat is not added in number two because they are in December. So this flat is affected number three because number two carry the same accidental. Hope I'm getting it, sir.
God bless you.
Okay.
Juliet, do you understand now? I need more explanation.
Yes, thank you, my sister. So the number one is alone, while number 2 and 3 is together. Is as same as.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the flat that is added to number 2.
Yes.
So, but if a natural, if we want to cancel this effect of that number 2 is having on number 3, if we want to cancel it, to return it to a natural, you know, when an accident, it is called an accidental because it's something that just is not normal, it's not natural. So the accidental automatically, suddenly changes the status of the note. So instead of it, for instance, instead of you singing re, the accidental, now if it is a sharp, makes it sound re, and the re is not a natural note on a scale.
Okay. Yeah.
It is, I think that is a minor. Now, so for you to return it to normal re again, you need to add a natural. So once, if you see a natural after a major accidental, it is returning it to the original what it is supposed to be.
Okay. Okay, if you carry this natural and put at the front of this number 3, that is number 3. It has returned it to the
number
original.
3. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it has returned it to the original sound.
Original sound.
You get it?
Yes.
So and that is and then that's the work of natural. That's the work of natural. Yes.
Excuse me. If you put it
I can hear you.
A natural, if you put that natural sign in front of that A number 3, will it now come and affect number 2?
Yes.
Yes. It was because there is the same bar, isn't it?
No, it will
No,
not.
it won't be.
No, it will not. You have already gone past number 2 now.
But
Why? You have already gone past number 2, so you have passed it. The only one that the natural will affect is the immediate one that is carrying the natural. So number 2 remains what it is. Yes.
Okay.
So the natural nullifies an accidental. Now, another thing we need to know is that now look at this bar line. The bar line is superior to any accidental, and this one also is also on the same position, but you cannot call this one now flat because this bar line has nullified the effect of accidentals. So that is why the bar line bar line returns it to the natural that it is. So number 4 is the natural because the bar line cancels the effect of the flats, right? So now number 5 is flattened by the accidental symbol. You see, number 5 again is flattened because there is an accidental appended to it. Number 6 is naturalized by the bar line. So the bar line cancels the effect of the accidental.
Okay.
So remember that flats are low and sharps are high, while naturals are in the middle. So natural is in the middle. You know, it's like you you know, in fact, accidentals are like makeup. If that time we not the rub paint for your mouth, that time you should remain original as God creator. That is, water is like the work of this the natural sign. So the natural symbol nullifies the makeup that is added to any note, whether flat or sharp, is in the middle. Do you understand? So I want to ask somebody now, tell me, between these two notes now, I believe you can still see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
between these two notes.
Yes, sir.
All right. These two notes are on the same line. Which one is lower? Which one is lower between these two notes? Is it the first one or the second one? Which one is lower?
The second one.
The second one is lower. It's flat.
Huh?
Second one.
The second one.
Second one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Natural.
Somebody say natural.
It's not natural.
It's natural.
Natural and flat. Which one is lower?
Flat.
Flat.
Natural.
Flat. Flat is lower. Is that not?
Sir?
The one that is lower is number 1. Number 1 that has flat.
This is. Excuse me.
I better not talk this one again. When I have spent more than, what is time now? Close to 1 hour or more than 1 hour telling you that flat reduces it. Flat reduces a natural tone, tone by semitone. Then sharp increases it.
Yes.
Natural is in the middle. So how can flat now be higher than natural?
I think I said.
If I get you there, I will send you game. Then these two now, which one is lower? Between these two now, which one is lower? The second one, which one is lower? This second line here. Which one is lower between the two?
Natural is lower.
Natural is lower. Why is it lower?
Because it's natural.
Why is it lower? Why is it lower?
The accidental here is.
I know it's natural. Good.
No, I mean the second one.
Yes.
The first one is natural, while the second one is sharp.
Yes.
Higher.
So what has the sharp done to the natural that makes it higher?
With a semitone. Increases the tone by semitone.
Thank you. So I think we are done. So
You say you will do a recap.
now one other thing that you one other thing that you need to know is this. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Now, look at this place. If you, this is G here. This is another D. 3 is another G. Now, the accidental that affected this one, this is a lower G. This is higher. Now, an accidental that affects this one here cannot affect this one that is up here because they are different. They are on a different octave. So if this one is do, if this one, no, they are on the same bar. They are on the same bar. They are in the same bar, but the pitch are not the same.
Yes, sir.
The pitch are not the same.
Okay.
So for the fact that I have told you that the accidental affects the next note as long as they are the same note, it must be the notes that are on the same, at the same level. If it is F, that the accidental affect, it must be the F that is on the same level with the other one, or even lower octave. It cannot affect it because they are not the same. If this is do, of course this one will be do. So this accidental here has no effect on this one because this one is on a different pitch, on a different octave. So note that. You see, 3 is G natural. The flat on number 2 doesn't affect it because it's higher. Please, I don't know, does it make sense? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Yes, sir, please don't be annoyed if I ask this question. When you made mention of the octave, what do you mean by octave?
Okay. You see, now that's a problem of coming late. Please, is it only me that is hearing the barking of dog? So if it is from your end, the dog is barking, please mute yourself.
No, not my side, sir.
No, I know it's not from you. Daddy, now your house to now for your area that thing they come from. That dog.
Hello, me? Is it me? Hello.
It's like a dog is barking in your compound there.
I was even muted. I was muted.
Okay. So, Juliet, hear him. The question you asked, this is an octave. From do to do is an octave. From another do, now from do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti is an octave. Once I land on the do, I am beginning another octave. So, I promise to do a recap so that I can cover that octave you talked about now.
Okay.
In music theory, the term accidentals is used to describe some notes which have been slightly altered by slightly altered. So accidentals are the symbols which are placed before the notes on the stave. They can be sharps, flats, or naturals. And we have extensively discussed them, and I've shown you, which I will show you again. So we We will have a look at what accidentals are, which we have had, exactly what they look like, and how they are used in music theory. So now the octave, Juliet.
Yes.
To begin, let's look at this piano now. You see the beginning. Do you see this C here? The first C here. The first C here. From this C to this B is an octave. When you land on this D, now on this C here, it is a beginning of another octave. So it is from one scale of music, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So I have just run 3 octaves now. From do to do to do to do is an octave. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
You know, oct. Oct is 8. Which language is that now? Is it French or Latin? Oct.
Latin.
Please, Daddy.
Latin.
Which language?
Latin.
We have oct. Oct is 8.
Latin.
Sept is 7. Okay, Latin. Okay, so if you count, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So an octave is where you sound from to land on the 80th, which is the next beginning, the next root of the other octave. Oct is 8. So I think that that's the root word of that octave. Oct. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 80th is the beginning of another octave, another 8 note that you will land. From C to C is an octave, but this C is beginning a new place is an octave. Then this C, this do here is beginning again another octave. That thing we used to do, we call voice exercise when we did climb the mountain step by step, climb the mountain step by. Now it is we are running the scale of music, but you don't know because this is from do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. So, Sister Julia, do you get it now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, you're welcome. So here is the middle C, like we talked about it. So we have 12 different notes here. 12 different notes here. If you count from C to B, we have 12. 7 white natural keys and 5 black keys. And this from these 7 white natural keys, without whatever affects the natural white keys, automatically affects the black key that is next to it. So if we count all the black and white notes, we'll find there are 12 different notes. You don't count the C twice. So this span of notes is called an octave. This one from here to here is called an octave. Okay, so this is also applicable to all kinds of musical instruments or music instruments. So we have looked at the sharp and the flat signs, and we have talked about what the sharp does to a music. It highs or it increases the note by a semitone. It goes towards the right, increasing a note by a semitone, whereas a flat lowers a note by a semitone. And so we say that the sharp is like when you are climbing an upstairs, you are going towards the right. The flat is like when you are coming down the staircase. Sharp going up, flat coming down. And these are the symbols here. So here we look at the immediate effect of when it was placed on a C, on any C, not just on this one that is yellow, on any key here, on any of the notes here. When a sharp is placed, it sharpens it and then gives the black key that is close to it, next to it, a key. So if this F is sharpened, it makes this black key to become an F sharp. If this G is flattened, it affects the same black key and makes it a G flat. So that is it. So the sharp once more makes a C sharp, and the flat make a D flat, the same black note. So we've gone through this, and the natural nullifies the effect of either the sharp or the flat. And these are the symbols here: the flat, the natural, and the sharp. And so you answered this one already. So I want to believe that we understood it. But if you have a question again, ask me before we finally go to the correction of the lesson we did last week, and then we'll call it a quiz.
When you say,
if there is any question, please.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
When you say a flat is increasing a note to a semitone.
I didn't say it increases. I say it lowers it. It decreases. It lowers. It reduces it.
By semitone, what I really want to understand, that's semitone. Semitone is what?
Okay. Can you see the keyboard? Can you see the piano here?
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing the piano?
Yes, sir.
Now, for your understanding, I want to use this yellow key now, so that it will be clear. You see my cursor, right?
Yes, sir.
So a semitone is the movement between this white key. From this white key to this black key is a semitone. A semitone is just half tone, half movement. From this white key to this black key is half. So from this black now to the next white key is a tone.
Okay.
So from C to D is a tone.
You get it now. So from here to here is a semitone, but from this white to this white is a tone. From here again, if you go back to this black, is a semitone, half movement, half tone. Okay? So from this black to this one is a semitone. From this white, from here to here is a tone. Is it clear about?
Okay.
Thank you. Any other question? Okay.
So,
yes, sir.
I want to put something. I want to don't mind my voice, but just listen to this. Don't mind my voice. Just listen to this and answer my question after that. Mi fa fi sol, mi fa fi sol do re mi. Now the fa and the fi are come there. How would you describe those two notes? Mi fa fi sol, the fa and the fi. How would you describe them? Anybody?
That's a question. So who can answer?
Fa is only F, while Fi is FE.
The Fi is sharp.
It's natural. Why the Fi is accidental?
Okay. You see the mi fa, the fa is just
again,
natural fa.
Again.
I said that the fa
somebody said something.
Natural. Why the Fi is accidental?
No, it's sharpened. It's now sharpened. It's sharpened. Fa is fa sharpened now.
Unfortunately, my
So
network is low.
raise the semitone.
Okay.
Mi fa fi fa fi. See, that's so the third note there. The third note, which is the fi, is sharpened. Fa in the second note sharpened. right?
So that is the whole thing we are talking about now.
Yes.
That sharp now, that feel that you heard. But that feel that is a far that is sharpened. You know,
Okay,
a
then,
natural far sharpened becomes feel, and that is the semitone.
exactly.
That's the
Then
semitone. Now,
the same way,
if it goes full tone, that is the
okay.
saw.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
from fa to saw is a tone, but from fa to v is a semitone. Just from re to re is a semitone, but from re to mi, are you there? Okay.
Second one. La la lo so mi so fa re fa mi so mi do re do la. Listen, la lo so mi so fa re fa mi. The la lo so mi so fa. Explain them to me. The la lo so. The la lo. Explain to me.
The lalo
give an answer?
Is sharpened now.
The la.
No, sir, the la is
La is
flat.
natural. Why the law is sharpened? Also.
Okay, the la is la natural.
Okay.
Then
So
the law
Yes,
is
the
basically
the
flat,
idea.
is the
All right,
la
when
flattened.
you have do the re, the D is a do raised
Hello?
by a semitone that is sharpened
Can I hear you again?
by a semitone.
la
You
la.
can't hear me.
So
you can hear me.
No, it's okay.
No,
I hear you.
I was saying that the same thing with do di re. Do di re. When you hear the is a do that is sharpened, and the sound di do di is when you sharpen a do.
Yes.
By
but
and you know when you sharpen a do, it just changes the tone by a semitone.
And this is
So
when I say,
between do and di,
yes.
between do and di is a semitone. It's sharpened. Then between do and re is a tone.
It's a tone. But here now, this one, the la lo.
Now, if in the same bar you have another do,
then the la lo. Like say, when you flatten the la.
Okay, sir.
The la lo is flattened. You have lo, you have li.
Yeah, exactly. If you sharpen.
There is lo, there is li. When you hear do tita, do tita,
you are flattening the
that ta is a flat.
Of it.
It's a flat. Okay. We'll get the Asha. But only with those of you that are serious. Those of you that are serious. Those of you that are not serious. You know so. Also. You know so. Yes.
Also.
Yes.
So let's look at the correction. The correction the assignment was give the meaning of the three in 3-4. And Juliet Okoye, give me this answer. I hope she's still here.
Yes, sir.
Is Juliet still here?
Yes, sir.
People are here. It's 16.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
So what is the meaning of 3 in 3-4?
3 crochets in a
What is the meaning of 3 in 3/4?
3 crochet beads in a bar.
I can't hear you.
3 crochet beads in a bar.
Thank you.
Good.
Sister Gloria Udofia. The time signature 4/4 means that there are how many crochet beads in a bar? Gloria Udofia. Unmute yourself and answer me. Gloria, can you hear me? Juliet, mute yourself. Sister Gloria Udofia, tell me, when you have 4/4, what do you mean by 4/4? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
But you're showing us the answer there now.
Talk now. Abi, when I know they hear me again.
I think you're showing us the answer here already.
We are hearing.
Please, if you're still hearing me, let me hear.
We can hear you.
Let me answer that.
I think you're showing the answer here already.
Oh.
It's true.
It's 4 crochet beads in a bar.
The answer is here already. You're showing.
4 crochet beads in a bar.
Sister Gloria, can you hear me now? Gloria Udofia. Gloria Udofia. Unmute yourself and answer. 4/4. What is the meaning of 4/4? When you say 4/4, what do we mean by 4/4? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Touch your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Please come again.
When you say 4/4, what do we mean when we say 4/4? What, just like you have here, what is 4/4?
4 crochet beads.
4 crochet beads in a bar. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Juliet, you hear him? We are adding time signature to these things here now. Now you have the bars drawn on the stave, but no time signature.
Somebody ask me those simple ones. Don't they ask me big ones?
There's no there's no one that is big here. You have heard of 3/4, 3 crochet beads in a bar. So tell me, this bar here, what is the right time signature for? Yeah, what is the right time signature for the
Right time signature. Okay. It should be 2, 3.
No?
Who is that?
Sister Juliet, you hear him?
I'm sure he didn't teach you any third note.
Answer now.
I should have told you. I'm not really understand.
So let me answer that.
Let me answer. Let me answer.
Okay,
So
Rose.
let me answer.
Let me hear Rose Henry. Henry, I talk. Rose Henry. This number one, what is the right time signature?
3, 4, sir.
3,
4.
3, 4.
Why?
Why is it 3, 4?
3, 4 ahead.
3 crochet beads in a bar, sir.
I know, but you know we have one rest. We have crochets here. So how do we come about it? You got it, too, but we need to
understand what you said, not just that you just guessed anything.
It's one. A crochet is one.
Okay.
And how many crochet notes are there?
3 crochet knots.
What? 3 crochet? No, there are 2 crochet notes there.
2 crochet notes. That is
1 crochet rest.
Correct. That is it.
So you got it now, but we just need to be very sure because we didn't say 3 crochet notes, but we said 3 crochet beads. So it is the calculation that you must do. So you have one crochet rest plus 2 crochet notes. So these are beads. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 crochet beads. Now, after it, you still have the same thing: 1 crochet rest and 2 crochet notes. But here you have 1 crochet and 4 quivers. Like I was trying to explain to somebody, even what we are looking for is the value. So now you have 1 crochet and you have quivers, and 2 quivers make a crochet. So these 2 quivers equal to a crochet. These 2 quivers again equal to a crochet. So add it 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. 3 crochet beads. The same thing is applicable here. So can somebody now, Sister Juliet, I hear him, you answer this one now. We have helped you to answer the other one. Answer number 2. What is the time signature of this number 2 now?
Number 2 there.
Yeah?
Come in, let me check it now.
Check it now.
1, 2, 3. 4 crochets. No, it's a 4, 4.
4, 4.
Yes, 4 crochets.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. 1 crochet, 1 crochet, 1 crochet, and half. That is 1.
What of the second one? The
second one should be 2 crochet and the 2 mini. That is 4. 2 again. The next one is 1 crochet, 1 crochet. That is 2, and the 1 mini. That is 4.
That's what now?
4 now. 1 crochet, 1
what? 4 what?
Mini is 2. That is what makes it 4.
What is the time signature? That's what I'm asking you.
It's 4 crochets. Big.
Time signature. What is the time signature now?
That is 4 now.
4 now. Okay now.
How about this sharp that is here? This one, the last one. That sharp that is before mini. What will it say there?
The sharp doesn't change the value. The sharp only changes the tone. It doesn't change the value of the notes. The minim remains a minim.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
So the value of the notes remains, is only the tone that changes.
Okay.
So we sister, let me check again. Let me look at Oya Kilome. Funke is here now. He came late. Funke, number 3, what time signature is it? I'm waiting. No, I can't hear you. Is it my network or your own?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
You should go ahead.
Okay, two crochet beats in the bar. Two crochet beats in a bar. Hello, sir.
It's coming.
Oh.
Just beat in a bar, yes. What is the time signature? What's the right way to write it? Call it.
Huh?
How do you call the time signature? That's what I'm asking. Brother Okechukwu Adibe. Okechukwu Adibe, can you unmute yourself? Unmute yourself. Yeah. Can you give us the answer? Number 3. What is the time signature of number 3? I can't hear you. I don't know if it is from my network.
What's not correct?
I can't hear you.
Plans are not correct.
Funke, I didn't hear your answer. You say it's two crochet beats in a bar. I had 2 crochet beats in a bar. But I wanted to know what is the time signature. Huh?
I said 2 4.
2 4.
I said 2 4. Answer.
Okay, I didn't hear that. All right.
Network.
Brother Andreze, can you unmute yourself? Tell us the answer to number 4.
The answer is 4 4.
4 4.
Yeah. 4 crochet beats in a bar.
Okay. Thank you. Victor Fege. Victor Fege, unmute yourself. Brother Victor Fege, are you still here? Okay, you're here. Victor Fege, Arahonora. Let's say the young man don't sleep. Okay. Imalbong Tony. Sister Imalbong. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
God bless you. Give me the answer to number 5.
It's
Number 5.
four crochet beats in a bar.
Number 5. Look at it very well.
Jesus.
Number 5. Look closely, well, closely. Look closely, well.
Yes, sir.
Is it still 4-4? Okay.
No, sir.
So what is it? Sister Joy Shinwike, can you give us the answer? Unmute yourself.
2 crochet beats in a bar.
Number 5.
Yes. 3 crochet beats in a bar.
How many?
3 crochet beats in a bar.
Good.
3, 4.
3, 4. Now, I want you people to pay attention to this because I saw some people that, that reminds me. If you are drawing notes, you must draw the notes accurately. The only note that has white head is the meaning. I saw people drawing quiver with white head, drawing crochet with white head. If you draw like that, that is not the right thing to draw. The quiver must be shaded. The head note must be shaded black with the flag, and the flag is towards the right, not towards the left. Whether it is standing or sitting, the flag is to the right and with black head. Now, so look at this place now. Look at this. This is a dotted quiver. This is a dotted quiver. Now, take a closer look at the next note. The next note here is, it has small leg. It has small leg here. And this small leg here tells you that this is a semiquiver. That is, maybe the next study we will do is beamed notes. Beamed notes. So this is a semiquiver. Some persons failed it because they didn't draw this one very well, so it's looking like quiver. Now look at it. The difference is this tiny leg here. This tiny leg here is just telling you that this is the second leg of the semiquiver, because the semiquiver has 2 flags. The first one has been beamed together with a quiver that has flags.
Yes.
Understand it now? So
Yes,
this
sir.
that is under is representing the second one. That is the same thing you have here. Look at this place. This is a quiver beamed together with 2 semiquivers. You see, the other legs here have been joined together here. So when you see something like this, see semiquivers that are joined together, you see the first leg and the second leg, the first leg and second leg. Now, because this is a quiver has 1 flag or 1 tail. Semiquiver has 2. The little one under it is telling you that this is the second one. Please, it's very, very important. You must note that. Very, very important. So, Juliet, like I was trying to explain to you the other time, a semiquiver, this 4 semiquivers here. Tell me, what is the value? What's the value of these 4 semiquivers here? Are they meaning? in value, or crochet, or semi-brief, or what is the value of these 4 semiquavers? Juliet,
But they are crochet.
Crochet. Now, this one also crochet, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have a dotted quiver and a semiquiver. What is the value? A dotted quiver and semiquiver. What is the value?
This quiver. This dotted quiver.
Yes, and semiquiver. This semiquiver here. This is a dotted quiver here. Plus semiquiver. What is their value put together?
This one, the semiquiver is 0.5. Why the quiver with that?
The semiquiver is not 0.5. But then just do the mathematics anyhow you want to do it and give me the value of the dotted quiver and the semiquiver.
Two of them should be that should be 1.5.
Juliet, how many semiquavers do you have in a quiver? How many quavers do you have in a crochet?
You mean the note, 88 note or what?
Madam, how many quavers do you have in a crochet? How many quavers do you have in a crochet? How many quavers do you have in a crochet? Juliet Okoye.
Sir?
Tell me, how many quavers do you have in a crochet? Eh?
Quiver.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
2 quiver.
Thank you. So this dotted quiver and the semiquiver, if you add them together, what are they?
1.
One what?
It will be 1 crochet.
1 crochet. Juliet, have you heard it now?
No, she said we have two quiver in a crochet.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And there's a dotted quiver there. Dotted.
So
why is it 1 then?
What is the work of a dot on a note?
It reduces it.
It reduces it?
Yes.
A dot.
It increases it by half.
By half.
Juliet, before we have another class, be sure that you go to YouTube and watch the past classes. Watch them, because I will still ask you again. A dot increases the note by half.
Now, please, that our sister said that this number 5 is 3 crochet beads.
Yes.
I want to know how she reads it. I want to know how she get it as to be 3 crochet.
But even when I asked you, you still gave me the same answer.
I wasn't in that class. That's why.
So which means you just
Let me explain to her.
You just did try a lot, Abi.
Now,
let me explain it to her.
Let me explain.
Please let them explain to me, please.
They will explain. Let me, Juliet Okoye, explain.
Okay. If 4 semiquaver being together is 1. So this first one is 1, The second one is 1. Then this one is the third one is
This one is 4 crochet. No, 4. This crochet that is drawn there is 4 then.
Semiquiver. This semiquiver beat together is 1. That is quarter, 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 quarter. 4 is 1. Then the second one too is the same thing, 1. Then this last one is half and quarter and quarter. That is 1.
Do you understand it now?
You said this last one is half and quarter.
Yeah, because of the dot.
The dot is quarter now.
Because of the dot at the back of the quiver is quarter. That is make it 1 half and quarter plus this semi-quiver quarter. That is 1.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Juliet, hear me again. Let me tell you again. You have 2 quivers in a crochet. You have 2 semi-quivers in a quiver. So if you have 2 semi-quivers,
Number what are you asking me now?
I'm not asking you anything now. I'm telling you now.
So let me go and read it now, please. Next class.
Huh?
Next class, yeah. Next class. Let me go. Let me watch the YouTube.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. So lastly, Rose Henry, unmute yourself. Is Rose still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the last one. Tell me, what is the time signature? The last one.
34.
34. So tell me how did you arrive at it?
Now 1 crochet rest.
Yes.
And 1 crochet rest.
And
quiver half.
Quiver what? What is that quiver?
Quiver rest.
Okay. That's 1.5. 1.5 rest. Okay. There's no semi here.
No semi. Sorry.
Okay, because of time now. One crochet.
Let me explain.
Don't worry, because of time. 1 crochet rest, 1 quiver rest, making it 1.5 rest altogether. Plus half notes. That's 1 quiver. That is 2. Plus another quiver, 2.5. Plus another quiver rest. That is 3 crochet beats. That is how we arrive at 3/4.
You said
last one is
the quiver is what, sir?
Half.
Half. That is 1.
So that is it. That is it for tonight. That is it for tonight.
Now you will still do the other one. Oh.
Which one?
Other correction in the other side, sir.
No, you did not finish it. You did not finish the assignment. The remaining number 4.
On Tuesday, you complete that one.
Tuesday, that you finish it up. Oh. Because I have plenty question in this one.
Which other one are you talking about?
Which one?
The ones without bar lines.
Yes.
Okay, this one without bar line. Okay. Now, because of time, let me explain. Because I have appointment by 12. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They have given you the time signature 3/4. And if 3/4 means 3 crochet beats in a bar, the minimum is 2 crochet beats plus a crochet. That is 3 crochet beats. So you have gotten the value of 3 crochet beats that you're looking for in a bar. You put your line. Let me draw the line. So you put your line. This is 1 crochet beat, 2 crochets, 3 crochets. Because you're looking for 3 crochet beats in a bar, you put another line. This thing is like mathematics now.
Yes,
This
sir.
is 2. 2 plus
That
1
is
is
this
3.
number 4.
Just hold on. Then the same thing here. 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is 3. And here you have 1 plus 2. That is 3. Then you have 1 plus half plus half plus half plus half, which is 1 plus half, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. This is 3 crochet beats in a bar. Now this one is 4/4. So let's do it together now. This is half plus half, which is 1. Plus 1 again, 2. Plus half, 2.5.
3.
Plus half, 3.
3.
Plus 1, 4.
4.
A dotted minimum is how many crochet beats?
3 crochet beats.
Plus a crochet.
1, 4.
That make it 4. Then you have 1, 1.5, 2, 3,
4.
4.
One and a half.
Good, 1.5. Plus
Half.
this, 2.
2.
3,
3.
4. So this is 2, 4. Which is 1 plus half is 1.
1
Plus half, 1.5 plus half again.
2.
Half plus half is 1.
1
Plus half rest. Plus another half.
1.5. 2.
That's 2. Henry Rose, are you understanding what we are doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me now. Where should I put the bar line here now? Where should I put it? Tell me.
One is half plus half plus half plus half.
Funke, no be Funke as make it talk. Now Rose Henry.
No, it's me I'm talking.
Okay, so where did you say I should put it?
One crochet.
Huh?
This one is half plus half plus half plus half. That is 2. 2
Okay.
between crochets.
So here.
Yes, sir.
Good. So the same thing is here. This is 1 plus 1 plus half. 1.5 plus another half. 2. And the same thing here. Half plus half plus half plus half. 2. And this one sorts
1
itself out.
plus half plus half.
So Rose, it says number 4. What is the problem
Yes,
with number 4?
after number 5. I don't.
Now look at it now. A quiver is half.
Yes.
2 semi-quivers
Semi-quiver.
are half now. That is
Okay.
1. This is half plus quarter. 3/4 plus quarter. That is 1. Plus half, 1 and
Half
half.
plus half.
Plus this one again, 2.
2.
A dotted quiver is 3/4 plus quarter. So this beamed notes here, their value is the value of 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
The value is 1 crochet. These 2 beamed together here, 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
These 2 beamed together here,
1
crochet.
crochet.
So you have 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Rose, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
So semi-quivers, 4 semi-quivers equals to 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
Good. A dotted quiver plus a semi-quiver equals
1
to
crochet.
1 crochet. 2 quivers equals to 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
So you are looking for 3 crochet beads. A quiver plus 2 semi-quivers, 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
Plus 2 quivers, 1 crochet.
1
Again,
crochet.
that's 2. Dotted quiver and semi-quiver is 1 crochet.
1 crochet.
Making it 3. And here you have a crochet.
1 crochet.
Plus
Yes.
half. That's 1 and
1
half.
and half. Quarter. 2.
Then quarter plus
2.
this 1 and half. Now that is 2. Plus half plus half, 3.
3.
The same idea you use in this place. This is a semi-quiver. This is a quiver rest plus a quiver 1 plus a quiver again, 1 and half.
1 and half.
Plus 2 semi-quivers.
2.
And you're looking for 2 crochet beads. You put your line here. Almost what you have here is what you have here. Half plus half is 1.
1
plus 1 and half plus these 2 quarters.
Quarter. 2.
This is 1
Half plus half.
1 plus 3/4, 1 and 3/4 plus quarter, 2. This is half plus half plus half plus half, 2. Half plus half is 1 plus half, 1 and half plus another half, 2. So it doesn't matter. The tie note doesn't matter.
Yes.
That it is tied doesn't matter. Now this is half plus half, 1 plus 1.
1 plus 1, 2. 3/4 plus quarter,
1. That these 3 notes here are 3/4. This 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 3/4 plus another quarter.
2.
That is 2. And already have a meaning as 2. If you still don't understand it, let me know. Huh? You have understood it, huh?
Yes, sir. It's that beaming note that was
Okay, the beam note that confused you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bless you, sir.
We will talk about beam note very
Thank you
soon.
very much.
Thank you. God bless you. God is your strength, sir.
Amen. Bless you. Too. But I need for those of you who know they do assignments. Next time, the people who I show mercy today, I won't show you mercy. I will just remove all of you. So that is it for tonight. Thank you for being there. God bless you. Again on Tuesday. We are spending too much time on this class now. This is close to 3 hours. Jesus Christ. Oof. All right.
Thank you.
See you soon. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Bye.
Nice.